call this meeting to order at 6:30 on Wednesday, May 21st. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silent prayer. Please remember Alderman Bobby Richardson's sister, Noni Richardson, who passed away last week, in your prayers. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, roll call. Ward 1, Ms. Gamble is absent. Ward 2, Mr. Richardson's absent. Ward 3, Ms. LaFontaine's here. Ward 4, Mr. Clark's here. Item 4, Mayor's comments. Item A, motion to amend and finalize the agenda with the addition of items 4B and C under Mayor's comments, items 7H under Board Business, items 2 through 8 under Planning and Zoning, and items A 8B-1 under Consent Agenda.
I'll move.
I'll second.
4 moves, 3 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. 3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item B, motion to open and take under advisement any and all bids received today by 2 p.m. for the Center City Utility Improvements Project.
I'll move.
And we need to, well, actually open those
I'll second.
now. We had 2 bids submitted electronically and 1 submitted in person. The first one being DNA Underground. They have a certificate of responsibility on the outside of the bid that was submitted.
3 moves and 4
Um,
seconds.
Do you have your little
Swipe.
opener, or you want me to use the?
I do not.
I'll rip it.
Anybody got a knife?
Unless Ben yells at me otherwise, I'm just gonna rip it. So DNA, Underground's the first bid, and these will be subject to, Ben, in the engineering, review. They have submitted the bid form produced by the city. They have a certificate of responsibility number, all the required documents, including the bid bond. And their bid, total bid, let's see what are they. Total on the base, $4,240,420. $4,240,420. And then alternate number 1, $166,200. $166,200. Total of the project with the base bid and alternate 1 included, $4,406,620. $4,406,620. And the next 2 were electronically, and Ben, if you need to look over my shoulder on these for, can do it. So this one is from bottom to top. They submitted electronically. They have the required certificate of responsibility number. All of the other bid forms appear to be proper. Base bid, $2,918,784.71. Alternate number 1, $162,106.71. Total estimated project cost, their base bid plus alternate 1, $3,080,891.42. And here we go. Just by clicking this right there. All right. Kelly Brothers Construction also submitted electronically. unless I'm mistaken, it looks like what they did was they included total alternate number one cost of $183,970. Total estimated project cost, base bid plus alternate one, $3,676,291.
You repeat that number one more time, Ronnie?
$3,676,291. That's their base bid plus alternate number one. They didn't total just the base bid, but they did complete all individual line items that go into that, and they did include the total.
Do they have the certificate of responsibility?
Yes.
And the bid bonds and all
They
that?
did,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
We'll check in all those numbers.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna have to do.
Add them all up. We'll add them up.
So is there already a motion and a second to
There
take
is a
them under
motion.
advisement?
Motion and second to take them under advisement.
I'll give.
And
We do.
so for the next meeting, you'll bring a recommendation?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and vote on that motion. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. These bids were for a certain part of the city where citizens are still on grinder pumps, and we got a Go Mesa grant to take these people off of grinder pumps. That's our goal, to get everybody off of grinder pumps and onto gravity sewer. So that's what that was all about.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number C, Mr. Clarence Harris to discuss Juneteenth celebration to be held June 21st, 2025. Juneteenth.
Say good evening. Clarence Harris, resident of Waveland. I'm here to represent the Helping Hand Community Organization, and we sponsor the Juneteenth celebration every year, and just want to get the permission from the city for the park and for the building for that day. And there's a possibility that we may have a parade from the lighthouse to the park, but that's in the works.
All right, you have to come in front of the board at the June 3rd meeting for the parade
Okay.
approval.
Okay.
All right, that's
That's
it?
it.
Okay.
Thank
Sounds-
you.
All right,
Sounds
Clarence,
good.
thank you.
Do we need to vote that, Mayor,
Uh,
or anything?
No.
Okay.
We'll
No.
need to-
If they get the parade going, we'd have to vote on it, because
Yeah.
we have to close streets.
Okay.
Okay.
we're not just gonna use the park.
All right, item number 5, Alderman's comments. Mr. LaFontaine.
No, Mayor, I've already taken care of mine. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Clark?
Nothing tonight, sir.
All right, great. Public comments. There's a gentleman here that wants to talk about a short-term rental. Come on up to state your name, your address, please.
Yes, I'm Henry Dacus. I live at 201 Jeff Davis, in Waveland. And I object humbly for the short-term rental.
At 422 Merritt?
Yes,
Okay.
just in case for future property, devaluing or any kind of chaotic stuff that goes on, because we already have one
Mm-hmm.
on the street, and that's gonna get, it's a lot of traffic,
Mm-hmm.
so that's really my only thing is.
Okay.
Just to be on record,
Okay,
okay?
all right, thank you.
And my other neighbor also,
Okay.
Miss Lisa.
Thank
Come
you.
on up, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Lisa, state your name and your address, please.
Lisa Grannon, 419 Merritt Street. And the rental's right across from me, and I object
Okay, all right,
forever.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, no other public comments. Moving on to board business. Item A, motion to approve the depository docket of claims paid and unpaid dated May 21st, 2025 in the amount of $815,382.72.
I'll move.
I'll
Three.
second.
Ward three moves, Ward four seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item B, motion to approve the operating utilities docket of claims paid and unpaid dated May 21st, 2025, in the amount of $190,918.14.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Four moves, 3 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
four.
Yes, with the exception of line item 51521.
Okay. Motion carries 2-0 with that exception. Item C, motion to approve and authorize the following motions regarding banking and accounting as recommended by Comptroller Robert Fatita.
Mayor, before you go too far, since Jeremy didn't vote that one, do
As
you
to
need,
that one line item.
you need to just
vote
approve that
to-
line item?
Okay, all right, so I'll approve, I'm sorry.
As to
Yes.
that one line item.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'll read item C again. Motion to approve and authorize the following motions regarding banking and accounting as recommended by Comptroller Robert Fatita.
I'll move.
Ward three moves.
I'll second.
Ward four seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item D, motion to reject two bids received November 7th, 2023 for the Garfield Ladner Pier repair. Both bids were over budget. Therefore, it is recommendation of Jason Kenichi of Kenichi Engineering and Surveying to reject all bids and re-advertise, rebid the project with a revised scope of work.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward three moves, Ward four seconds. This is, we appeal the appeal. It's very complicated to explain, but in order to, we've asked FEMA to pay just for the pier, pay actual costs for the pier, and the city attorney has talked to the Region 4 attorney. We're waiting for approval, but in order to do that, we had to cancel the original bids and rebid it out. They've expired
The
anyway.
scope is gonna be materially different, so we have to rebid it, regardless, to get the scope to the new approved scope. We hope to hear by the 24th at the latest, the confirmation, and that the pending appeal would be turned into an agreed order. And then it's just a matter of confirming the scope in a new PW and then Jason getting bid packages ready for us to go back out.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Get your mic off a little bit. Item E, motion to spread on the minutes Gulf Regional Planning Commission's letter notifying the city of Waveland, and it approves the city to use special match credit for preliminary engineering and right-of-way for the St. Joseph Street sidewalk project.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward three moves, Ward four seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item F, motion to re-advertise for a lease of commercial space located in the parking lot at the Lighthouse for the term 5/17/25 to 5/16/25. We didn't receive any bids last time. As soon as we closed, received no bids, somebody calls and wants to rent a space.
And Shane, these are for just the temporary year at a time ones. These aren't for permanent
Right.
locations that may,
Okay.
something may be able to be worked out on in that. And that would be separate from these temporary vendors.
All right, I'll move.
Ward four moves,
I'll
Ward
second
three
it.
seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item G, motion to spread on the minutes the fully executed First Amendment to PCS agreement with T-Mobile LLC that was originally approved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen at the November 6, 2024 regular meeting.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward three moves, Ward four seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item H, motion to ratify approval and mayor's signature of the MDOT full and final settlement letter with final amount $163,001.88 will be paid to the city of Waveland related to the Nicholson Avenue Improvements Project. Greater Gulf Development was the contractor.
I'll move.
I'll
Ward
s-
four moves, Ward three seconds.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, let's go ahead and vote. Ward three,
Yes.
Ward four.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Planning and zoning, item number one was removed. Item number two, motion to accept the minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission's meetings dated April 29, 2025, and May 19, 2025, and approved by Planning and Zoning at their meetings on 5/19/25 and 5/20/25 respectively.
I'll move.
Ward 4 moves.
I'll second.
Ward 3 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0. Item 3, the Planning and Zoning Commission considered a variance for fencing materials for property located at 337B Jeff Davis Avenue, parcel 161D-0-02-194.000, owned by Jason Kenichi. It was recommended for approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission. We need a motion to approve or the variance for fencing materials.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Ward 3 makes a motion to approve. Ward 4 seconds. Any discussion? All right, let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
motion carries 2-0. Item 4 was tabled. Item 5, the Planning and Zoning Commission considered approving the removal of protected tree at 226 South Beach Boulevard, parcel 161M-0-11-098.000, owned by Brian Carbo, recommending that 2 live oak trees are planted on the property to replace the one taken down. The motion was to approve the removal of these 2 trees. We have an arborist report that the trees are pretty bad shape.
Yes. 2 arborists that said that they were in
Is it
bad
2
shape.
trees or just one?
It's just one tree.
Replaced
Plant
with
2.
2.
Ah, okay.
But,
Gotcha.
but 2 arborists, 2 different arborists said that the tree was
Right,
in pretty bad shape.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
To
Ward 3
approve.
moves. Ward 4 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0. Item 6, the Planning and Zoning Commission considered approval of 2 variances for an accessory structure, including a square footage variance request and a height variance request for the property located at 508 Murphy Lane, parcel 161D-0-2-007.000, owned by Brian Alexander. Both variances are recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Motion to approve the 360 square foot and 12-foot 4-inch height variance.
All the setbacks and everything's all good on that, Chris?
Let's make the motions and then we'll
I'll make the motion to
I'll-
approve.
I'll second.
Ward 3 moves, Ward 4 seconds. Okay,
And that
discussion,
was-
discussion.
That was the, motion to approve, Mayor, is what I
Okay.
had. But,
All right. Any discussion?
Can you give me 1 second, man? I'm trying to find this. on
Okay.
here. There was a note somewhere that mentioned another accessory structure already on the property. I couldn't see that from the pictures we had.
Chris, come on.
I don't see it on the plat either. I just see the.
No, it
the
was,
new-
I rode over there to just look at the property, and it's a big pole barn type structure.
Way at the back?
Way in the back of the property.
Okay, that's what the other thing I was trying to figure out is what all was the property? Cause there's like
I
some
think
dirt
it shows
behind the
it on
house.
the geoportal, the texture, the existing accessory structure.
There's a lot here. Give me a second.
Yeah, we scrolling. I seen the plat, but I didn't see I don't see a geoportal picture of it. What is the structure gonna be used for?
The new one,
The new
it's
one?
it's a garage. It's an enclosed, 3-car garage. It's designed to match the current house.
Okay.
And the upstairs is all just storage?
It's my understanding, yes.
It's pretty large.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Alexander?
The square footage is just the foundation size, correct?
Correct.
received and forwarded to you guys, an email from Rhonda, who couldn't be here tonight, asking if there's any way y'all would consider tabling this matter until you have the full board and she can be here to comment on it. But that's all I know. I haven't even read the email she sent yet, but I just got it and forwarded it to you guys.
Okay. So it would come back at the next meeting, it wouldn't have to go back
It
2
wouldn't have to
months
go
or
back.
anything
All
like
you
that?
do is
June
table it.
3rd, June 3rd.
Table it till the next meeting instead of a month.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts?
I'm fine with that, if that's,
You wanna make a motion to table it to the June 3rd
Yeah,
meeting?
is that gonna delay anything? Are you starting on this project, or?
Well, I can't start without a permit. I can't get a permit without the blue variance.
Well, I mean, that's pretty obvious, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying is,
yeah.
are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready to get started.
Are there other areas on the property that you could be working on despite this, or no?
So the open, accessory structure that's question in the back is an open pole barn that I have a boat and RV stored in. This is separate garage that's at the front of my property at my house, for enclosed for, empty vehicles to be stored in.
you said antique vehicles? How much
Brian,
property do you
Brian,
have total?
come on up, please.
I have, just over 2 acres.
Do we have the square footage of
I have
the
a
house?
plan, I don't think, you guys have plans of construction. I'm trying to build.
I think we've got it all in here, that's what's
Yeah,
taking us
it's-
a while,
we
we're
got
trying to
we got a lot.
sort through everything in here.
What's the square footage of the,
Of the structure, I think it's 1260, I think.
What's the square footage of the house?
Oh, 36 something, I think. 37.
That's basically what we have.
yeah, that's the same one.
You have any plans to do
The,
anything above it?
No, so if you go to the next page, it's just open storage in the inside of it. There's no, plumber or anything on the, if you keep going, it shows you the floor plan up there. Just storage on top of there. Keep going, I think it'll show you the, there's no plumber or anything like that. It's just.
I think I've seen it on there, I've seen it on there.
Well, Mayor,
Any other?
with due respect to, one of the aldermen wanting to
Okay.
come in and, she may have some other additional questions or something, I'd recommend that we just table it and bring Brian back on the 3rd.
Okay.
And that way, if Ms. Gamble has a questions or something that she would like to get
All
answered.
right, so Mr. LaFontaine's made a motion to table this until June 3rd.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Mr. Clark.
Can you make it back for that one?
Yeah, I see.
Mr. Clark seconds that, so let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4.
Yes.
All right, motion's tabled to meeting on June 3rd.
Thank you, Brian.
Item number 7, the Planning and Zoning Commission considered a site plan approval in conjunction with the variance for parking lot improvements at 406 Highway 90, parcel 138J-2-34-006, owned by Walmart, with a recommendation by the Planning and Zoning Commission that approximately 25 landscape islands are removed, allowing for approximately 50 parking spaces to remain, which is completely contrary to Walmart's site plan for the parking lot. The motion is to approve Walmart site plan variance for parking lot improvements at the 460 Highway 90, removing approximately 25 landscaped islands, allowing 50 parking spots to remain.
That's not what they asked for, correct?
No, no. Chris, you wanna get up, address it?
The ask,
Chris, before you start, part of Refocus 90 that we spent, the previous administration spent money on was to beautify parking lots on Highway 90. We've gotten Walmart to agree to come up and beautify the parking lot, putting the islands in and the trees, and making, the main entrance, pretty much close to the main entrance of Walmart, a lot nicer than it is now. Also providing shade for cars, and I never see Walmart's parking lot filled even at Christmas time.
No.
And if you look at, the email that we just got from Alderman Gamble, and again, I understand she's not here, but she had asked that, says, please move forward tonight with giving Walmart the go-ahead with the site plan originally proposed with the green space improvements as opposed to making them build 50 new
Right.
parking spots.
So I guess my question is, Walmart asked to put them in the bays and stuff for the trees and all, but we're asking them not to do the trees, well, not we. Planning and zoning is asking not to do the trees to do
To
more
the,
parking.
to the extent that Walmart wants to do it.
Yeah.
They
So
want- they-
initially,
Planning and zoning wants them to trim
Scale
it
back.
down, but
they've, yeah,
Their variance request is for the elimination of 105 parking spaces to accommodate the landscape islands and trees.
Yeah.
P and Z wants to essentially cut that in half.
P and Z wanted the parking, as I understood it, P and Z wanted the parking places instead of,
Correct. They,
Green.
instead of losing
Gotcha.
100 spaces, they would like for them to only lose about 50.
I mean, if Walmart can handle the parking,
it's Walmart's.
You know what I'm saying?
already,
Yeah.
yeah.
all right, so. Mayor, how would we, or
How do we work?
how do we word this to the original request?
The motion would be to deny the recommendation of planning and zoning and go with the original request of Walmart.
But approve the original application submitted by Walmart to build the improvements, I could call them the green space improvements.
Their original site plan.
The original proposal.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion
All
that
right,
you just
Ward
read.
four makes the motion, Ward 3 seconds. Any discussion further? All right, let's go ahead and vote. The new motion, Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4.
Yes.
All right, the new motion carries 2-0. Item 8, the Planning and Zoning Commission consider approval of a simple subdivision on final plat approval with two 100-foot lot width variances for no road frontage at the 214 South Beach property, parcel 161M-0-11-086.000, owned by Mary Hotel Brent Anderson Trust. Robert J. Brent serving as trustee with the recommendation by Plan and Zone that no future variances are approved for the subdivided lots, excluding future variance requests for the remaining 13.8 acres. The motion to approve the simple subdivision final plat and two lot with variance requests with recommendation that no future variances are approved for the subdivided lots, excluding future variances. Get a motion in a second and we'll discuss.
I'll make the motion.
Ward 4
I'll
moves.
second.
Ward 3 seconds. All right, discussion.
Yeah, it's
I can
really,
tell you my problem with this right now, the only access to the property is 13.2 feet, 15.2 feet. Fire department request for a single story on the ground property, 20 feet, and for a raised property, 25 feet.
If I'm looking at this correctly, everything behind these two proposed lots is gonna be landlocked as well, right?
Yes, it's wetlands.
It's all wetlands back there.
It's all
Okay.
wetland. There is an access point off of, I think it's East Street to, on
Okay.
the very north end of the property,
Okay.
but everything else is wetlands delineated.
I'm gonna be honest with you, this is one of the hardest maps to try to figure out. I don't know, it's not highlighted or anything showing exactly what
This here.
it, yeah.
I guess these are the, but I still don't see how you're getting access to this lot.
So Chris, next to the 13-foot entrance, what is is that a property theirs in front of it? And they're just wanting to give up 13, or does that, someone else own that?
No, they,
That comes off of Beach Boulevard?
they own that as a separate parcel. That little narrow
Yeah,
strip,
yeah, the little
that's the,
15 or whatever, 13.6, I think it was.
yeah, that's the only point of entrance to get to the two lots that he's looking to carve out.
But the next lot over to that, looks like it it's hard to make out the map, looks like it says 70,
75.
Yeah, that next lot over, they do not own.
175.
they don't own that.
No, sir.
So that is the only access that they have that is actually belongs to them, is the 13, 15 feet, whatever it was.
That is correct. They own another access, another 50 feet, I think, just, to the east of that, but that is the drainage ditch. So it's not really an access point. It does give them, ownership to the Beach Boulevard, but it's not, can't be used
Can't use
as
it.
access.
I mean, I just don't see any other way to get access.
I'm assuming the area where the two lots are is not wetlands?
That is the only area on the entire property that is not delineated as wetlands. It is apparently a little higher than the rest of it, but the one lot at the bottom to it's got a leg extending over towards the east. The easternmost part of that is actually in some of the wetlands.
Does that 70-foot lot on the east side of the proposed entrance, does that have a house on it?
Not at the moment, no, sir.
I mean, because you gotta have it wide enough to get the fire truck in.
Exactly.
And keep in mind, it probably goes without saying, whether we approve this, don't approve this, or give it to them, still has no bearing on the need for them to get any core permits if they're disturbing any wetlands or whatever we do does not eliminate those other concerns. We just don't have jurisdiction over them. So I just wanna make sure everybody understands. We still have to deal with the wetland issue separate from the city.
Do we have anything that shows us what the size of the lots are?
Should be, I apologize, I don't have my packet with me, but it should be in that packet somewhere.
The square footage of the lots?
Yeah.
They were approximately an acre to an acre and a half, if memory serves correctly,
Each.
each.
I mean, they're big lots, but even the second lot would still be landlocked, because there's no access to it.
Correct, there,
Even if you said, okay, yeah, the long skinny one, but the one next to it still wouldn't have access.
the front of that, immediately when you come off of the narrow leg, there's a ingress egress easement to allow access to that lot on the east side.
Okay, I don't see that on here.
It's drawn in or written in the proposed new deed. But that would be the only access point for that lot.
Like you said, you do have access, but you have the right of way with the drainage district, you can't really transit.
Yeah, you can't really see it.
No, it's hard to see on these maps.
But it's not on the other one, it's on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on the other one. So, yeah, Mayor, I don't see how you can do anything with that narrow of an access. Is that the way it was just laid out, or, I mean, no telling how long ago?
Can I speak?
You wanna,
Mr. Brand, come on up. I'm assuming that's your name. Please state your name and address, please.
Robert Brent, 3523 Chapatulas, New Orleans. Appreciate y'all hearing the application.
The big problem is the narrow access in.
Right. And so that was done, you know, prior to, you know, when they bought the property, that was, I mean, I guess that was.
100
still
years
back
ago or
then,
something,
right?
yeah.
I understand your point, which is the fire truck would have a problem get there, but that was, you know,
Would.
that's how it came.
Yeah, it wouldn't have a problem, it just couldn't get in at all, though. That's
And
the
that's what
problem.
we talked about the fire extinguishers, right? The fire extinguisher system that was.
Sprinkler system.
I'm sorry, sprinkler system. NFPA 13B.
Get the chief, okay.
Which has certain requirements on how much water it can, how much pressure it has to be under and how much water it can shoot for a minimum amount of water it shoots out once activated.
I don't see the discussions with planning and zoning. I have to go back and find it in the minutes. Chris, can you, you mentioned something just now about fire something. Is that something that was discussed in the P and Z?
No, that was a discussion that he and I had. Given the inaccessibility, he's not gonna have, code's gonna require him to sprinkle any construction that he puts back there. Have to put in a residential fire sprinkler system if he chooses to build a house on those properties. That's all due to the inaccessibility from the fire department. They just can't get to him.
And you said per code.
Correct.
It's mentioned here in his original letter.
I didn't see that. I was trying to see what the planning and zoning was discussing.
Is it not, at the bottom of discussed, it says, the recommendation, no further variances are approved for the subdivided lots?
Yeah.
Motion to approve simple subdivision final part.
Do you have plans for houses on both of these lots?
Not really. My mother died in 2023, and she had the land, and I'm the trustee. There's two other beneficiaries, so we're trying to split it in an equitable way. It does have, it's a odd shaped property, but this is just the fairest way we could divide it. We had the survey done to try to put the plan on paper.
So my question to this on, Ronnie, is even if this was approved, how does that fall as far as this fire code requirement?
Well,
Where do we stand at with that as far as the legally?
that's my concern.
Bonding.
If the fire chief has already recommended not approving it because of the difficulty, until you can come up with a different plan that meets their approval, I don't know how you override the recommendation of the fire department saying they absolutely need more width to be able to service it. I mean, if something happens and we can't get the truck in there and we've approved it and they've got already the fire chief on record saying it's not safe.
Has he officially not approved it? I didn't know. That was not my understanding.
thought so, but
I didn't-
I could be mistaken.
I-
But if in fact, if you don't have the approval and the recommendation from the fire chief, and something happens, yes, that's the first thing that I'm gonna use if I'm representing whoever got hurt back there, is you approved and created an unsafe condition over the recommendation of your own fire chief.
He wasn't at the variance meeting.
The recommendation of fire chief is a one-on-one conversation him and I had today.
Mayor, I'd like to change that motion to table this, because I'd really like to get some more information on what Ronnie's saying.
Okay.
As
I would
far
get
as
the- I would
the,
get the fire chief to at least review it and make a recommendation as to, the accessibility and the use of being able to get emergency vehicles back
Yeah.
in.
I mean, there's only so much I can do.
Jeremy, would
In
you be
other
good with
words,
that?
I mean, the right of, or the entrance is the entrances, and therefore we talked about the sprinklers to try to
Well,
address
there's
that
only so
point.
much you can do.
Yes, sir.
If you're trying now to divide the property. You can go in as a matter of right, it's a pre-existing non-conforming use, and build back there today. The problem is wanting to split it and get the variances and all that, so.
I understand.
Okay, so the motion is,
I would like to make a motion to table this, because I'd really
Till
like
the
to
next
find out.
meeting.
Yeah, just till the June 3rd or whatever it is,
Yeah,
the
I'll
next
second
one.
that.
not deny it, but table it.
all right, the
Yeah, I
motion,
just wanna get out
motion
some
on the
information.
table by Ward
Yeah,
three
we're
is
waiting
to
on the-
table it until June 3rd meeting, and Ward 4 has seconded that, so
And what we'll do before then, though, is we'll have the fire chief
make a
review it
Statement on
and make
record.
a statement on the record, one way or the other, as to the safety issue, because that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
All right, so the motion's out there. Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4.
Yes.
All right, June 3rd, Mr. Brent.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, there's no blighted properties tonight. The consent agenda, motion to approve the following consent agenda items as numbered A through L.
I'll move.
I'll
Ward
second.
4 moves, Ward 3 seconds. Before we discuss, we'd like to have Mr. Eddie Hersey stand up back there. Chief Investigator Eddie Hersey, who, if voted on, will be the new Assistant Police Chief. All right? All right, no discussion, let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4?
Yes.
All right, motion carries 2-0 on the consent agenda. All right, there's no need for executive session tonight, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move. Oh, I'll wait until.
I would like to go in and discuss something.
Oh,
Just won't take but a minute.
Personnel, legal.
Legal.
All right, so we need a motion to consider entering a closed session for discussion of a legal matter.
I'll move.
I'll
Ward-
second.
Ward 3 moves, Ward 4 seconds. Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4?
Yes.
All right, a motion to enter executive session for a discussion.
I'll
of-
move.
Potential litigation.
I'll
Ward
second
4
that.
moves, Ward 3 seconds. Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. right, I need a motion to come out of executive session without any action taken.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward 3 moves, Ward 4 seconds. Let's go ahead and vote Ward 3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
All right, the motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
I'll
Ward
second.
4 moves, Ward 3 seconds. Let's go ahead and vote Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4.
Yes.
Meeting's adjourned.
We almost went yes, no